Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. We're about to wrap up recruiting season. I know we're still going to continue to evaluate players throughout the fall. We'll see some commitments coming in around December, but really the heart of the recruiting season is in July, early August. Still got some decisions coming up. We got four-star wide receiver Amari Jefferson set to make a decision on August the 5th. Four-star offensive lineman Bennett Warren. It's a Tennessee-Michigan battle. Also another big one ready to pull the trigger at any time is five-star defensive lineman Camarion Franklin. And that's kind of the theme of this video. You talk about a guy like Cam Franklin. A lot of rumors out there that he's out there fishing for money. And Miami has deep pockets. Is Tennessee going to lose the big five-star defensive lineman to Miami and their NIL deals? You talk about anytime we lose a commit, right? A guy like Braylon Russell, a guy like Kai Bates particularly. Tennessee led for both of those guys up until the final hour. What changed? What switched going into those decisions? And as fans, sometimes we always say, well, we got outbid money. It was NIL. Sometimes that's the case. Sometimes it's not. But look, it's 2023, and NIL plays a big factor in recruiting. It is what it is. It's just the reality of college football today. Tennessee right now sitting ninth in the country, according to on3.com, in the class of 2024. We know the deal with Nico, right? An $8 million deal. NIL is a factor in college football. We continue to talk about how does Tennessee get to the top five. That's what it's going to take, Boogie. Top 10 is not good enough because ninth puts you at fourth in the SEC. If we want to be elite, we want to compete with the Georgias and the Alabamas on a regular basis, we got to get into that top five. Well, how do you do it? You've got to be able to win some of those NIL battles with guys like Camarion Franklin. Coming up right around the corner, Jordan Ross, five-star edge rusher. Also, five-star wide receiver Ryan Wingo. When NIL first started, and we're talking about the deal with Nico and how our pockets are deep, Spyre Sports Group being graded as the #1 NIL collective. And I could take the time to promote that. Like, if we're going to win some of these NIL battles, we got to do a better job supporting the collective. And there's a link in the description below where you can become a part of the volunteer club at Spyre Sports Group, and you get some perks and benefits from that, autographs, access to tailgate events, access to athletes, different stuff. They do a really good job. They are the #1 collective in the country. But take a look at the screen. Active memberships for the volunteer club are under 3,000. So when we talk about having a passionate fan base and how we have deep pockets and we're going to support the volunteer club, we have less than 3,000 active members. So are we able to truly compete with some of these top names like Camarion Franklin going head-to-head with Miami? We hear about the money out at USC. We lost Cam Fountain to them, and I know that recruitment's still going on. Maybe Tennessee gets him back on campus and has a shot there for that defensive lineman. But we talk about how much money Tennessee has. Is it enough? And look, being an athletic director in 2023 is a difficult job, and I think we've got one of the best in the business. Danny White has done a great job, but when you're talking about collecting NIL funds, being able to truly compete in the NIL game, sometimes I think we as a fan base, as just a regular casual fan, I don't even know if I should use the word casual. We're passionate, we're diehard, we're psychotic. Sometimes we just say, hey, the Haslams need to get out the checkbook. Hey, Peyton Manning needs to get out the checkbook. Write a check and let's go ahead and go sign Camarion Franklin. Let's get it done. Let's make it happen. Meanwhile, we're not contributing to that, and I'm preaching to the choir. We are all fans here. So I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to you guys, talking to everybody. How much are we truly supporting the NIL game? There are other ways that Danny White, I think, can take a next step. We're going to get into that in just a second. But as always, do the YouTube stuff. Smash the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Click the bell for notifications, all that good stuff. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. We're not talking at you guys. We're talking with you. And I think the heartbeat of the Tennessee fan base is right here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. We're getting geared up for football season. So much content coming your way. If you're new to the channel, you have no idea what we do. During the football season, we do fan call-in shows every Sunday night. We do a Monday morning show, a Friday morning show. We're going to do a Wednesday show with Sports Talk Jay and BVD at lunchtime. It's going to be a lunchtime live every single Wednesday. That's going to be a lot of fun. We do a post-game show immediately following every football game. So make sure you're dialed in. I think you guys are going to enjoy the content coming up this fall. But let's take a look at this article from On3. How can Danny White, how can Tennessee football take the next step in the NIL game? Well, I saw this a couple of weeks ago, and it's brilliant. Eric Church, to host show for North Carolina NIL Collective Hills for Life. Says he's going to perform on August the 3rd at an event called Calling Me Home, an evening with Eric Church, which will raise NIL funds for North Carolina athletes through the collective Hills for Life. I think this is a genius idea because, again, Sometimes we lean on the big donors. And Danny White's not only trying to get money for NIL, he's got to get money for renovations, right? Right now at Neyland Stadium, going through renovations. Lindsey Nelson Stadium, renovations. Where does that money come from? And I know we like to talk about how passionate and how much we have the biggest fan base in the country and our pockets are deep. We need more money. That's the reality. That's the point of this video. Goes on to say here, Mac Brown will be there. Imagine Josh Heupel doing this type of event. So it's going to start at 6:30. Tickets are available. Here's where we get interesting. Tickets are available starting at $375 for balcony seating. Prices climb to $650. Tickets in the main rear or main front section start at $500 and $650 respectively, but they can cost up to $1,500. It says here Memorial Hall has a seating capacity of 1,434, which suggests a sellout crowd could potentially generate 7 figures in ticket revenue or close to it. They go on to talk a little bit more about it. It says proceeds from ticket purchases will go to Hills for Life and will directly support our student athletes. It's genius. It's genius because I think, and again, talking about Spyre Sports Group and the collective and being a member of the volunteer club, you do get something from that. Autographed merchandise, the tailgates, all that fun stuff, all that's fine and well. Sometimes we want a little bit more. Who would you consider the biggest artist out there right now that is a diehard Tennessee fan? Morgan Wallen, you are up. You're up. I remember going back to when College Game Day was coming to Knoxville. Everybody was calling for Morgan Wallen. Obviously a diehard Tennessee fan. Sings the song Tennessee fan. It would be picture perfect. You can go on here down the article and see where Drake May, the quarterback from North Carolina, was tweeting out, announcing it, performing a show for Hills for Life on August 3rd in Chapel Hill. Now, let's just talk about Morgan Wallen. Let's imagine a guy that sells out every single venue that he goes to. Let's imagine Morgan Wallen, because they're talking about 1,000 seats, right? They're talking about 1,400 seats and making 7 figures. Let's talk about 100,000 seat venue. Neyland Stadium, Morgan Wallen, a night with Morgan Wallen to benefit Spyre Sports Group. It's time to put the pressure on and make this happen. And yeah, I'm spending somebody else's money. I'm spending somebody else's time, but set the ticket price wherever you want and multiply that by 100,000. I think this is the next step in NIL. I think Danny White has done a lot of great things. We've heard, it took a while before Josh Heupel mentioned Spyre Sports Group and Danny White mentioned Spyre Sports Group. Now we're starting to hear more about it. The average fan, the casual fan. Look, if you're watching this channel, you're a diehard psychotic nut job just like I am. You eat, sleep, breathe Tennessee football every single day of the year. You wake up thinking about it. You go to sleep thinking about it. But think about how many casual fans out there aren't really familiar with Spyre Sports Group and what they do and how NIL truly works. They have no idea. They hear about it. They say money's ruining the game, but it's here and it's here to stay. So now you've got to adapt and you've got to figure out a way to move forward. And I think you have to continue to be innovative, right? And I know Danny White's going to be advertising for Spyre Sports Group inside Neyland Stadium this season. That's going to be key. Can you set up information boosts and give people a chance to donate or become a member of the volunteer club inside Neyland Stadium? I think that's a next step that needs to happen. But a guy like Morgan Wallen, a guy that's going to sell out Neyland Stadium, a guy that's a diehard, passionate Tennessee fan, how about we take that next step in the NIL game like Eric Church and the University of North Carolina? Let's make it happen. I want to know what you guys think about this. And if not Morgan Wallen, who would be a perfect person to come in and play Neyland Stadium? I know a lot of people are probably going to say Kenny Chesney. A lot of Tennessee fans turned on Kenny Chesney for wearing the Florida helmet when he was down there for a concert. But I think this is the next step. I think we've got to figure out a way to raise more money. Again, you can get involved in the NIL game. You can hit the link in the description to join the volunteer club. Also, I appreciate you guys supporting this channel. A lot of new members coming in. You can do that for $1. Give me $1. Give the volunteer club $25. How about that? You can hit the join button down below. Access to custom Talkin VAWLS emojis, fan call-in shows, all kinds of fun perks and benefits. Again, as we get closer to football season, we're going to be doing that fan call-in show every single Sunday. The members of the channel get an opportunity to come on. The more you give, the quicker you have access to get on the show. So we appreciate all the members of the channel. As always, make sure you guys smash the thumbs up and go check out the merch. We brought back the Buck Famous shirt. You guys demanded it. It is back. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS to pick those up, or all your old faithful Talkin VAWLS merchandise. We appreciate you guys and the way you support this channel. It is man, it truly is for the fans, by the fans. I could not do this without you guys, so I'm very appreciative for that. But jump into the comment section. Let's talk about it. If not Morgan Wallen, who? But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.